Hey everybody, my name is Janet and I'm a fourth year here majoring in business information systems. What do you do when you're not in class? So when I'm not in class, I'm usually just working, but if I'm not working and I have a little bit more free time, I choose to spend it with my friends or go to some club meetings for our student orgs here on our campus. Are you a part of any clubs or organizations on campus? I am a part of some student orgs here on our campus. One specifically is VSA, that's Vietnamese Student Association, and it's one of many that I recommend you guys look into and get involved with. Not only do these clubs help you raise awareness and learn more about cultures you might be interested in, it's also a great way to meet people, not only those who attend CU Denver, but we are also open to anybody interested in the two other institutions on our campus. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to make new friends and build connections. What is your favorite spot on campus? Why this spot? So one of my favorite spots on campus is our Student Wellness Center. Not only is that a great place for you to be able to work out, there's also a lot of study spaces. So it's a great way for you to just find a quiet area to maybe catch up for a class or grab some of your friends and just hang out there. What is the social scene like at CU Denver? So one of the benefits about having a shared campus is that you are always meeting people. We are a commuter school, so we may not have a huge dorm life, but um, students are always on campus either for some of the events that we throw, or student orgs and clubs always hold events a little later in the evening. And so there's always people on campus and there's always ways for you to get connected. What's the biggest challenge you faced in college and how did you overcome it? So one of my biggest challenges was learning how to balance my schedule. I've always been a big procrastinator, so prioritizing was not one of my best skills. So in college, because you have so much time and your schedule is a little bit more flexible, it's really on you to learn how to prioritize. I waited last minute for a lot of classes, and it was hard to catch up my first year. And eventually, I was able to get the right resources I needed and learn how to manage my time, prioritize classes over everything, and then eventually I was able to incorporate a social life and really make the most out of my college career. How would you describe your fellow students? So the best way for me to describe my fellow students is diverse. And the reason why I say that is because we do have one of the most diverse campuses in Colorado. And with that, that could be with a different background or even different age. But there's a lot of benefits with that because you're always hearing different opinions. There's always new ideas that you didn't think of. And also, you never know who you're talking to and who you're making connections with. You could be, just having a conversation about something in class with somebody, and they could end up being somebody who could help you get your foot in the door for your dream job. So you're always meeting people, and because of all of our different diverse backgrounds and different ages, there's really a lot to benefit from it. What kinds of hand-on or practical experiences have you had outside of the classroom? So right now I'm taking upper division classes, and a lot of my classes I'm learning about different softwares and different languages. And some classes I do enjoy over others, and there was a class I took last year um, for SQL SQL, and I found that class a little difficult. And after that class ended, I just thought, there's no way I would use this later on in the future. And um, the beginning of this year, I applied to a job over at the Anschutz Medical Campus, and one of the assessments before my interview, it was just an assessment to see if I could do what they want me to, was to use SQL. And I was surprised that I'm actually using something that I learned in school in a real job. And because of that semester's worth of learning, I was able to get this job over at the medical campus. And so it's really cool to see everything you learn in school and um, be able to adapt it in the real world. So there are going to be times that you might not enjoy what you're learning exactly, but when you can actually use it in real life, you really learn how beneficial education is. How are the dorms? Do most students live on campus? Is it required? So, students are not required to live on campus. We do have some housing options. So far, the campus village is the only one specifically for CU Denver students only. We are building more student dorms, which is planned to open up next year. But for now, we are keeping it optional for first year students. And majority of students do commute in, but we still have housing options, even if it's not through Campus Village. What are the facilities like? Science labs, library, theaters, gyms. So we do have a lot of shared resources. For example, that's our science building. The science labs are in the same building, but you're not sharing the same science lab specifically at the same time with the two other schools on our campus. Um, the library is also shared, but we do have some resources that are CU Denver only. For example, that's our Student Wellness Center. Um, as long as you're taking one class on campus, you have paid for your membership for the Wellness Center, and it's free to use for the semester. So even though some things are shared, some aren't, and um, there are benefits for shared facilities. That's just because you are always meeting new people, even though it may sound like you go to CU Denver, you only want to meet CU Denver students, but there's actually a lot of great people out there, and um, it's great that you never stop building connections. Have you ever studied abroad? If so, talk about it. So I have not studied abroad. I did want to study abroad over at South Korea, but just due to my um, academic level, I did have to take some specific courses over the summer, so I wasn't able to sign up in time. And I do actually have a couple friends and family that did study abroad. My sister actually graduated from CU Denver, and she studied abroad in South Korea, and she absolutely loved it. She ended up going back to South Korea twice after that. Um, so hopefully, maybe in the future in my graduate program, I'll be able to, but I've only heard great things about it. Which clubs and student organizations are popular? Um, so it's kind of hard to say. I think it just really depends on your interests. I've seen a lot of popular clubs for school specific clubs. So um, there's like biology club or business specific clubs, but there's also ethnic clubs that are popular, and even clubs that you wouldn't think of, like paranormal or yeah, paranormal activity club. Um, so it really depends on your interests. It's not necessarily a popularity race. And also, if there's a club that you are interested in, but you may not see that we have one, you could actually be the founder of the club. You could get it started yourself, and you'll never know, it could end up lasting for years after you graduate. Do a lot of students belong to fraternities or sororities? So we are just now introducing Greek life onto our campus. However, they are only academic based fraternities and sororities. Um, but for now, we don't have too many students involved in Greek life. What do you want to do with your degree when you graduate? So I'm currently majoring in information systems, so I do hope to work somewhere with technology. And because of the business aspect with my degree, I do hope to kind of be the middleman for a company or business where I can help with the business functions as well as the technical side, and help businesses function smoothly with the two fields.